Hello there, everybody. Welcome back, and I'm here to be talking about Helluva Boss Season 2, Episode 1, which, yes, it's been an incredibly long wait, especially for fans of Helluva Boss in general. Now, the last episode came out at the end of October last year, so it's been close to 9 months, and the wait has been really long for many of us who are into this, especially with how the last episode ended. Which, as you see, it didn't end on such a happy note. So, a lot of us were really curious about where they would go with this, because originally there was going to be an 8th episode, but as stated, they, due to technicality issues and complications behind the scenes that they couldn't really talk about, they weren't able to release it, even though it's pretty much done, but it would get released later. So they said they were going to move right on to Season 2, and a lot of concern was that they're basically skipping over an episode. Would it make sense? Is there anything that we're not going to know about? And a lot of those fears, I feel like, were pretty much gone when you watch the episode. Now, I was really debating on doing spoilers or not, because I was trying to put off putting it up for as long as I could, but it's been close to like over a day and a half, 2 days, and I really do want to talk about it and go into some specific details. So I will be talking spoilers. This is your warning. If you have not seen the episode, or if you don't really care about spoilers, then there you go. So the episode is pretty much, the majority, it's a flashback episode where it shows, it's mostly from Stolas' perspective. It shows his childhood upbringing, sort of, and how it was confirmed that his marriage to his wife was arranged. And that explains a lot. And you just see throughout the episode, because there's 3 sections of this episode. There's him as like a little kid, him during the quote-unquote affair that happened between him and Blitzo from the pilot episode, and then the morning after that previous episode that we waited so long to see context for afterwards. And these 3 different sections work so well intertwined. Like, you see like just how it just answered so many questions about Stolas in general, because he hasn't really had that much of a character besides being like the horny, in love owl guy, right? And that's pretty much it. And he has, and honestly, in a lot of ways, I feel like Stolas was in the wrong for cheating on his wife and all that, and I still think he's part of the problem and all about that. But man, they pretty much, all the people trying to defend Stella and all, the wife, they pretty much shut that down right there, because I mean, she basically, she's horrible. And you see throughout the episode, like, she's just one of those toxic people that we all have in our life in one way or another, whether it's someone that you know at work, a neighbor, God forbid a family member, like everyone, or a friend that has that. Like, everyone knows that one toxic person that just ruins your day, and they're just a jerk to you for no reason. And that's pretty much who she is to Stolas. And it just really makes you feel bad for the dude. It really does. And the sections and how they play out, I just want to quickly rank the sections, because I think the best section, honestly, the one that's really, the one that's really sad for me was the affair part. Now, why I think that's really sad is because it just, like, last episode made me be like, I feel so bad for Blitz and all, because I thought, like, I know he kind of, leans on to, like, use Stolas for, that book for his business, but I thought that it was mostly Stolas' fault, but Blitz is the one who started that only sexual type of negotiation between them. So that's what Stolas is known, that's what he knows, because he hasn't really had, like, a fleshed out friendship or relationship to really know about. So honestly, I kind of hate Blitzo, but at the same time, I like them both. They both have their bad upbringings and all. They both have pretty bad dads, and you just see a lot of fleshing out in, like, the kid's perspective, the kid's side, which I gotta say, it just really added a lot more layers. Like, that's what I think Season 2 is probably going to be like, if this episode's an indication. It's that we're going to do a lot more lore exploration and setting up more stuff and really fleshing out stuff that you had questions of, and character beats and everything. And I think that's what a good sequel in a way does, because this season 2 is the sequel season to the first season. The first season did that with like introducing characters and stuff, like Veronica, introduce Octavia, introduce, Stella officially, not in pilot form, and, Osmodeus, and it does a lot of introduction type stuff, the cherubs. But season 2, I think, is where you gotta flesh out and dive into these characters and what makes them tick in a lot of ways, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how the rest of the season goes. And I gotta say, his dad, Paimon, Stolas' dad, I found that like he was voiced by Jafar from Aladdin, which, what? It was great. And I think it's ironic it says he plays both, Blitzo's dad and Stolas' dad, and they're both jerks, and his main role is known for playing a jerk character in Jafar, so I just think that was his genius casting. And the voice work throughout in this episode, especially at the end of the episode where Stolas finally, he lashes out at Stella. That whole sequence there, and then him singing prior to it, that was all depressing. It was heartbreaking. I was kind of annoyed with Stolas with how he didn't really care about his daughter and all, but how he says here how he was only with this lady for so long for their kid, and now I'm really conflicted. And this show has a way of it really makes you feel conflicted about a lot of stuff. It isn't just black and white. There's lots of gray in there, and trying to decipher how a lot of stuff works, because it's never really cut and dry in a lot of situations, whether it be in family situations or just in general. And I just think this show is really doing an interesting job at tackling types of issues, and it's also really great for representation. There's a lot of representation in terms of LGBT type characters, but their stories aren't kind of one dimensional. Like, it started off like that, like the pilot with Blitz and Stolas, but now it's really divulged into Stolas kind of needs this. He needs Blitz because that's his only real friend, as he said, and that's his first main crush and who he actually cares for and all. And Blitz has a lot of personal issues and all that you kind of get teased at in the previous episode, so they're kind of made for each other in a way, but it's really toxic and bad. But at the same time, it's in that ship territory. You kind of want to see where it goes, because it's like a roller coaster, and you don't want it to stop, even though it's terrifying you at the same time, if that makes any sense. And I gotta say, the whole sequence with the affair, that whole thing was really uncomfortable, but really entertaining in a way to watch. It was really interesting. I'm surprised they got away with that on YouTube, to be honest with you. I really did, especially with the it was something, alright. It was something. But anyways, this was a really great episode. I had a lot to say on it, and I was just glad to be able to see a new Helluva Boss again, because I missed this show so much, and I can't wait to see what else going forward. Again, those are all my thoughts on Helluva Boss Season 2, Episode 1. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and if you watched the episode, which I hope you did since you sat through this, what are your thoughts on it? Please let me know down below in the comment section, and if you want to hit the bell and subscribe, that'll be awesome. And thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!